Hello, everyone. Let's do the chapter 3 review. Something that um, I was just reminded of was that this week is fall. There's fall break this week. So, um, yeah. Which means no class on Thursday or Friday. I was thinking about having this test, well, using that Thursday so you guys could definitely take the test. But what I'll end up doing is I'll have the test open from tomorrow, October the 19th, and I'll just leave it open until um, next Thursday, end of day, 11:59. So basically, come midnight Thursday, that'll be when it's no longer available. So I'm adjusting that because of the whole fall break thing. I know it's online, but it probably wouldn't be right for me to have you guys start an online test during your fall break. So anyway, that's why I'm doing it that way. Hope you guys can hear me, or hope you guys can hear me when you watch this. Um, so let's go ahead and go through the review sheet. The review sheet is available on, I don't know if this shows up backwards. I think it may show up backwards. Crap, it does show up backwards. Well, anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, if yeah, if let me turn off this. All right, so it's also on Blackboard, but if for some reason you don't want to go to Blackboard or can't access Blackboard, then here it is. I can't adjust the focus. Sorry about that, guys. So hope you guys got something from that. It's just weird watching it not mirrored. Anyway, cover that. So let's get started. Okay. So, first things first, the common categories of EFP. Be familiar with these. If you can give just a general gist of them, then that will go a long way. So if you know the difference between, say, a performance video and a sports video, that's huge. Okay. Or just knowing what video art is, or so just have a general knowledge of these. Just for the section in which you will be tested on that. And just if you be familiar with what these 8 things are, that's basically it. And uh, yeah, just know their names, okay, and also a gist of what they are. So like I'll give you say a gist of what these are. So these corporate and professional videos. So maybe like institutional video, like something that promotes goodwill towards an organization. That'd be an example of like a corporate or professional video, or say a corporate newscast, where it's basically a show, but it mainly just talks about um, the things of that company and doesn't have like real news. Entertainment, certain things like there's entertainment style of shooting, like there's a film style and documentary style. And film style is more for like TV shows, and you get multiple takes. Documentary style, you're following people around and trying to get stories, that are not manipulated or written. Public service announcements, don't smoke, pick up trash, I don't know, go play with your kids, that kind of stuff. Commercials, advertising stuff usually has a general, well, depending, can have a general audience, like I don't know, people who buy, I don't know, soap or Dr. Pepper or whatever, but there's different formats like testimonials and dialogues and anyway, those things. Performance videos, things like think of some things that when you think of performance videos, think of like things that happen on stages. So whether it could be like a a play or a musical performance, um, those type things. And usually there's multiple cameras that deal with those. There's also multiple cameras that deal with sports videos. You know, sports. When one of the things that we went over was football, and you know, all the cameras that are involved in that. Um, I'm not going to expect you to draw a diagram of, you know, of the football field with all the cameras. But the universal sports shooting rules, that's a big thing, big part of that. Music videos, um, well, you know what music videos are, but also some certain rules about like, you know, or at least for the paint by number music videos, where is it shot? Also the reference audio, how is that used? Um, what else? Nature and documentary videos. Uh, maybe how, what are some elements of these documentary videos? And video art, what is it? Okay, so that'd be just like a general gist of knowing that video art is like when you make up some type of special effect or some type of cool editing thing in your video, and usually it's not, it's just comes from creativity, not say the advertiser saying, hey, I, you know, want this really super cool thing that is never created that I just thought of. No, it's just usually the editor who comes up with something like that. So anyway, um oh, and nature, you know, nature and documentary, they're kind of very similar. So it's still, you know, not scripted. You know, penguins and lemurs and whatever can't follow scripts. So basically just watching their lives and, you know, adding some narration to it, or voiceover. Okay, so that also goes over the be able to describe the common categories of EFP style, corporate video users. So getting to that, so yeah, corporate video. This stuff is not for, it's video, but it's not for entertainment. So um, yeah, it's not like a TV show for laughs and to make people cry or anything like that. So these are some of the corporate video users. So sorry, I want to make sure I haven't skipped anything. So just, yeah, so you just know some of these groups that use this. So corporations, you know, basically companies, businesses, schools, government agencies, labor unions, people who all work in some specific field. They may have commercial for themselves, or some type of promotional video for them to join that. Professional associations, kind of a similar thing. Labor unions, a bit more serious than professional associations, because they have like legal weight. Anyway, yeah, different clubs. So it might be, I was saying even, yeah, I was thinking even maybe even Public Country Club, but I don't know about that one. Anyway, also civic organizations, maybe something, Boys and Girls Club, Boy Scouts, or maybe Big Brothers, Big Sisters type programs. So yeah, let's move on. So documentary and film style, or film style. So so under the entertainment category. So and I just want to be clear, on the review sheet, there's a one that says documentary and film style up near the top. You guys probably can't see it because it's too small. That's not the same slide as near the end of the chapter. We also talked about documentary videos. So when it goes over documentary and film style, this is like stuff from, say, I think like page 3 of your notes. Documentary videos is going to be more like page, I don't know, I don't, yeah, page, I don't know, 8 or something. So anyway, getting on to the documentary and film style. So film style, that's the single camera style shooting, where you can do a lot of takes, and shoot it again from different angles, and basically whichever one is the best or whichever ones are the best, that's what you use, documentary style. You're basically like following people around and just trying to get things as they occur. And yeah, you don't get second chances for these. Also, there's a use for smaller cameras because since you're following people, you may be in like close quarters areas. You don't have time to be I don't know, having tracks and cranes and all other types of things for that bigger cameras can use to get like super smooth shots. So you won't have those also because those takes time to set up and put down, and then you got to go somewhere else. So even if you have a person schedule, it's still kind of hard. Where was I? Yeah. So I'll make sure this. Hold on. Oh yeah, and just want to remind you that this is part of the entertainment. So this isn't performance videos. This isn't sports videos. So this falls underneath the entertainment category. Let's see. Anything else I want to mention about this? No, that's it. Switchable camera field shoot versus isolated camera field shoot. Okay, so with switchable camera shoot. Okay, so with the switchable camera field shoot. Okay. So basically with the switchable camera field shoot, you've got multiple cameras. You've got to have at least 2 or 3 cameras for the switchable camera field shoot. Also for the isolated camera field shoot, you're gonna need at least 2 cameras so you can switch from one camera to the other. With the switchable camera field shoot, only one recording is made. So at the end of the day, you still only have one recording. I don't know if it does any good if I expand this, but you only have one recording from that. Yeah, usually there's someone, a director, deciding what to pop up. Also, it means it's live to tape, so unless you make some efforts to go back and edit stuff, is basically if you make a mistake, it's basically like the same thing as making a mistake live. So we're not going to go over the no way to fix errors part. So yeah, we're not going to need to go over that fixing errors stuff. So this was the diagram. Basically, the cameras are wired to the switcher. So, and there's one recording that comes out of it. So the isolated one, you can have same number of cameras, 2, 3, however many, and they're all they're all recording to their own tape or SD card or whatever way that they record. So there's 3 complete versions, 3 complete SD cards or tapes or whatever of that event. Also, it requires a lot of post-production because if you don't edit, you've got really nothing. You've only got like say one angle that's going to be adjusting and all that kind of stuff, and you don't want to see it in your final product. So you have to edit in post. So in our multi-camera shoot, multi-camera editing, you'll get a taste of that. And yeah, these usually have like a main shot from the center and 1 or more side cameras. That's also so anyway. That can also be true for the switchable camera field shoot. But since I didn't have it on that slide, don't get too caught up in that. don't get too caught up in that. I hope you guys can hear me. Um, so this is a diagram of it. It's just basically representing that, okay, each camera records to its own thing and it doesn't like feed to anything else. Let's move on. Historical archive video. So for the let's see historical archive. Okay. So for the historical archive video, usually, of course, it's captured on video, but it's also used usually for future reference or kind of to evaluate some type of performance or practice. So the historical archive videos ideally used by coaches, directors, choreographers, those are the people. And we'll talk a little bit about why. So choreographers and directors, whether it's a dance routine or a play, you need to see where your people are, if they're doing the right movements, if they're going to be in the right position at the right specific time. So it helps for that. The type of shooting is usually a very wide shot, seeing the whole stage or the whole area where the performance will be held. The reason why you want that wide shot is so that you can see everybody, and also so you don't accidentally lose somebody because you were framing too tight. And usually, well, just to add another thing, that won't be on the test, but usually the camera isn't like doing a lot of panning. Also, this the wide shot doesn't include a lot of stage lights, so it messes up how well you can see when you have like a light shining in your face. So for the camera and for us as well. So yeah, for the stuff on the stage, yeah, there's it's usually just a wide shot. Now for sports, there's maybe a little bit more panning, just depending on who's running. But anyway, getting on to the sports stuff. So for coaches, it lets you know how practice is going, how people are performing, how someone may be maybe they have some kind of injury, and how are they how are they dealing with it, if it's an issue or not. Also, this footage can also be used in highlight shows where they're talking about, maybe a preview of a game, of something that's coming up, or maybe during a segment where they're talking about, oh, such and such is going to be starting this weekend, and they don't usually, but they've been doing well this week or whatever. Also, sometimes footage of opponents' practices, is available as well. So, so showing who they're going to be maybe playing against. So anyway, where was I? I think I already talked about the style. Okay. Moving on to the universal sports shooting rules, and let's make sure I didn't miss anything under. Okay, so let's go to those universal sports shooting rules. So that is basically just some general rules when you're shooting sports. So like if you have just one camera that get above in the middle of the action, that's going to be like your most important shot. So it'll be maybe being at half court, or the 50-yard line, or wherever the middle is. and having a pretty wide shot of that area. Just next one is just following the ball, following the car, following whatever the object that they may be, trying to gain to score points or whatever. Also, framing loosely. This is good, so that way you don't get someone doesn't accidentally, well, not accidentally, because they don't care about you. But if a player makes a sudden move and you aren't able to, exactly stay right up on them, then if you frame loosely, then you can still be able to have them in your shot. So, or the ball, because when say in soccer, when they kick the ball, it moves very, very far, very, very fast. Moving on. Stations that rely on commercials. So know some differences between some premium cable services and other services that don't need excuse me, that don't rely on commercials. So have some in your mind. I don't know, maybe like C-SPAN. Even though that's not a premium cable service, but I don't know, I think I mentioned HBO, Stars. Yeah, those are some of the ones that don't need commercials. ESPN, CNN, yes, those do, because um, you may have a cable package, but you aren't paying specifically for that. If you're not paying specifically for that channel, then there's a very high chance that they will be throwing in commercials. Let's see. Next, looks like we're going to be going to commercial formats. Just want to make sure there's nothing that I want to go over that I haven't. All right. So yeah, commercial formats. So know these. So where was I? Oh, so yeah, just have a general idea about these. So because yeah, you need to know the difference between these. So announcement, kind of like a person doing a stand up, kind of like some of those insurance commercials when they talk about, oh, you don't want to get caught with this cut rate insurance or whatever. Like what Allstate, I believe. So so kind of think of a news reporter doing a stand up, but instead of telling you about an event, they're trying to tell you about the benefits of, I don't know, using this particular company. Demonstration, that's the one where they show you how this thing gets all the, I don't know, the stains out of carpets, or this knife can cut through a boot or whatever. So that's the demonstration one. Testimonial, usually a lot of people, customers, people who have used a particular product and they are being interviewed, or they string together short sound bites of them talking about that particular product. Celebrity spokesperson, that's one where you have a famous person and they're kind of like the center of it, so they're going to be speaking about it, or speaking and talking, or maybe I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes it's just a voice, but basically, usually, for the ideal celebrity spokesperson, you see the person, they're talking about some particular product. So, yeah, and I'm not going to go into the exact specific details about how to frame the shots or anything. So, sorry. Next up, dialogue. Excuse me. So two people talking. Usually it starts off as it's basically kind of like an ordinary type conversation, but it just kind of gets steered into, oh yeah, I have been having that problem, and this is what I used, and I think it could help you too. It kind of starts off kind of ordinary like that. yeah, that's primarily it. Um, moving on to dramatization. I'd say dialogue, if it gets, when it makes that swing to whatever the product is, then it kind of gets into, and it's very over the top, then, or very exaggerated, then yeah, that's when it gets to the dramatization of of something. So it's like, oh, I had this problem, and I don't know, maybe somebody crashes through a wall. Well, you need whatever, such and such aid. Oh yeah. So anyway, um, yeah, there's a lot of humor, a lot of exaggeration, and in the dialogue, there's not that. So it's kind of pretty tries to be ordinary. For institutional, this is the ones where it's I wouldn't say it's a commercial, but it tries to show the good that that a company does and how they have try to hire the hire good people and lift people up. So you've probably seen maybe some Amazon commercials. I think there's one about the guy who worked at Amazon and now he's a registered nurse. I've been seeing that one. I saw that one for a while. Or how I don't know, BP devotes money to cleaning up the environment, or I don't know. So, um, or maybe it could be like, I don't know, an iPhone, be like, oh, this is how we also encourage kids to go outside and disconnect every now and then, whatever. So, um, let's see. Oh, reference audio. That's part of music videos. So, uh, let's get to that. So, yeah, not going over everything for music videos, but something that is, essential because at the end of the day, the music is the big thing. So, we want that to sound good. Hence, reference audio. So, reference audio is when performers are performing the song out in the world, wherever. Um, and they're doing that for their music video. You also have reference audio playing, which is the same version of the song that's going to be heard in the music video when it's actually done and playing on YouTube or wherever you play music videos. So, yeah, the reason why they do that is because so they can hear the audio and they can dance to it, lip sync to it. So therefore, it's yeah, it matches up. So let me go back because I think uh yeah, the, something that this thing right here also deals with. See if I can highlight it. Um, oh, this right here is also referring to reference audio. So playing a version of the song performers can use to lip sync to. So that's known as reference audio. And yeah, it helps them lip sync to it, dance to it. Also, when you're putting in the and it is loud enough to hear at every location that they use for the music video. But it also helps in the editing process because the waveforms match similarly enough to where you can just slide the MP3 over the on the same timeline and sync it up with the footage of someone performing that particular song. I don't know, in a garage or wherever. So let's see. Okay, and under nature and documentary videos. So does enlighten viewers as to whatever an animal's life, or nature, or somebody's life, maybe somebody who's overcoming some type of obstacle. Um, so yeah, wherever that character is located, yes, camera has to be there, too. But there in an unobtrusive way. So be there, record stuff, see things, but don't be in the way because you don't want to encourage, not encourage, uh, yeah, you don't want to mess with what would actually happen if you weren't there. So, and yes, it does view events as they occur. So um, it's not, fault. How can I put it? You do kind of like, when you write narration, you craft a story, but you craft a story based on what you're given, not based on, okay, this is just what I want to talk about, and this is what I want to see, and this is where I want them to be. No. Also, with this one, very important, there are no retakes. So, um, yeah, so you kind of have to, sometimes if you're doing, say, a documentary and where a cinema verite one where you're following people around and just seeing the story as it develops, sometimes nothing is going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of times where you're spending time around and recording, and it's like, yeah, this probably isn't even going to make it, but you still have to be there because when stuff happens that will be worthy of being in the documentary or being in the documentary style episode, you have to be there because, like it says right down here, there's no retakes. So yeah. Um, Also, artificial light usually doesn't happen in those type of things where you're following people around or you're doing animals because that kind of messes with what's happening. Also, you may just not be able to get um, yeah, people may be moving where you don't really have time to set up lights, and just having a bright light blasting off of your camera does have an effect on what would happen. So anyway, pretty sure that is everything. So let me get back to, so yeah, that's it. So once again, I'll probably open the have the test available tomorrow on the 19th, and I'll leave it open till the end of the day of next Thursday. Um, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna say anything else during this. So anyway, that is it.